everybody is ready with a journal, and we are going to see a lot of things in one single glance. So I hope you have a big enough paper, and if not, maybe you may want to keep a few extra loose papers around you so that you can just write it and you can see it in a glance. Okay, so I hope the agenda is kind of clear. Simple thing, we are just going to journal a lot, and we are trying to integrate the past for life through those prompts. I'm going to go deeper into the tool now. But before that, just want to ensure everybody is all set. Okay, cool. So the framework that you're seeing in front of you, it's called Janus Cole. And like Clary mentioned, it's a tool from Futures Thinking or Foresight or a Foresight framework. Generally, this tool is used when at an organization level, when you want to see the patterns in the activities you have done over the years, over the last few years, and come up with initiatives for the coming years. So basically, this is used for long-term planning. In our case, we are going to use it for personal decision making, basically. So we are going to look personally for us, how has the last 7 years been, and then use the ahas that we had to figure out, okay, how we are going to go about the new paradigm that's ahead of us. What is beautiful about this tool is, if you look at it, so there are, I hope it's clear to you. So it's the cone is properly visible to you. If you want, I can zoom it further. But what you're seeing on the screen are two cones. One cone to the left is pointing to the past, and the cone to the right is pointing to the future. So I've taken last 7 years. You can take as many years as you want. So till 2014, the past side of the cone, and the next 7 years are the future side. And the line that you see in between is basically, it's the demarcation line. This is today, this is present. At present, this is what we are analyzing, and we are coming up with what we want in the future. The beauty of this tool is there are two things about this. One, it lets you see the past, present, and future in one single glance. So you can come up with, and you'll come up with lots of insights just by having the data at one page, single glance. The second thing is, because of the times that we are in, we are in this big shift right now. We are moving from, whatever your word for that is, we are moving from old paradigm to the new paradigm. Or for some, you might want to call, we are moving from Piscean age to Aquarian age, from 3D, living in 3D to 5D world, from a masculine kind of world to a feminine world. Whatever your word for that is, we are in that shift, and this tool works as a very good visual to map that out. For me, the way it works is, whenever I'm doing something, any action, any choice, I'm kind of aware of visually where I am with that. Sometimes I know that I'm just acting in an old way. Sometimes I know, okay, I'm behaving in a different new way, the way I want it to be living in the new paradigm. So this is the agenda of the day. We are going to integrate the last 7 years. That is where we'll be spending majority of our time. And whatever patterns come from that, we'll be figuring out then how do we want to live in the future. Okay, so I'm going to get started with the first prompt. And to do that, while I'm talking, if you can draw this figure in your journal, that would be awesome. And as you're drawing it, I'll keep talking more. So once you draw that, keep at the same time, do add your age along each of these years. And do let me know in case you want me to zoom it further if it's not visible.
Deepshika, I think it would be great if you could zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, yes.
A little bit more, zoom it in.
Yes, 1 second.
Thank you.
Yes, and mostly we are focusing on the past at the moment. So I hope the past part is nicely visible to you. So there are 3 sections to the cone. There's the cone, the upper part of it, and the lower part of it is also what we'll be using. So I hope you have enough space for that. And keep writing your age along with the years. And you can, while you're doing that, you can also add the age of any other significant people in your life with whom you're sharing your life. So your partners, your kids. Mainly, we are going to focus on your part of the equation, but yeah, you can write their age as well. Okay, so now on the arcs, there are actually 3 things I want you to do simultaneously. But instead of giving all the instructions at once, I'm just going to give small instructions, give you a little bit of time, and then interrupt you again and give more prompts. And then I'll give you a bigger chunk to fill all of these 3 together. Okay, so the next prompt for now is on these arcs that you see on each of these years. Write down the life stage you were in at that time. And by life stage, I mean all of these transition phases, like maybe you were working and then you took a break to study. So from a professional to a student or the other way around. Maybe you got married. Maybe you had a retirement. All of these kind of life stages, wherever applicable, the first year of it, just mark that down. So becoming a parent, marrying, student, retirement, empty nest, all of those things goes over there. While you're thinking of that, you can parallelly start writing all of the first along those life stages. So the first time, maybe you bought a house, or you rented a house, or you started cooking for the first time. Whatever those firsts are, which are coming in your head based on those life stages, keep writing those down as well.
Deepshika, I think one of the participants has asked a question. What if now new from this list happened to me these years?
Sorry, say that again. Let me see
What
the
if
chat
nothing,
also.
yeah, what if nothing new from this list happened to me these years?
Yeah, nobody's. I mean, if something else is coming in your head, which was first for you, maybe doesn't match any of the. Maybe it's nowhere near to what the examples I gave. That's fine. And if you think nothing new happened, that's a good realization as well. So that's totally fine. That's a good insight. But in general, it could be you move to a new place, or maybe a new mentor or a friend showed up in your life, and that did bring a lot of changes. Things like that as well. Maybe a pet came in your life. So yeah. Okay, and I'm going to give you more time to do this. And for now, along these arcs, again, keep writing what were the milestones you had in that year. And the way we are differentiating life stage and milestone is because when you enter a new life stage, it completely changes your lifestyle. It makes a big drastic change in your lifestyle, but milestone, maybe not. So your milestones could be you got a promotion, you got a raise, you had achieved a certification, whatever your definition of milestone is, and wherever you consider there was a milestone. Keep adding that as well on the arc. So each arc will have more than one entry. So yeah.
Deepshika, another question. I opened new business. Is it counted?
Yeah, totally. Now I can see that. That's a big one, Emilia, actually. Opening a new business is a big one. So yeah. Okay, and along the same arcs, the last prompt for the arcs is what else was going on in your life around that time. So we've kind of prepared with the milestone and the life stages, but then what else was happening in your life? Keep adding that as well. So these are the things. These could be the small things, big things that you remember. Whatever you can remember was parallelly happening when these milestones were happening. Keep writing those down. Thank you. Okay. We'll come back to it. I'm sure you wouldn't have been able to finish that. We'll come to that. I'm going to give you the next prompt for the next section. Once we fill that, a lot of ahas will come up naturally for everybody. But for now, just checking in. Does something stand out while you were filling this? Was there any aha already? Did you remember something? Did you observe something that you weren't thinking earlier? If anybody wants to share, they can just raise their hand or unmute and just start talking. Oh yeah, Juliana, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
So thank you so much. It already gave me a sense of peace because I had gone through gigantic heartbreak with my divorce, and going through looking at 2014 to 2020, it was just it got reframed. It was just like,
Yeah.
wow, I had this really interesting journey. And in 2015 and all that time before it, I had my family and my house and my kids, and we went on this incredible trip around the world. And then in 2017, I went through massive heartbreak and I fell apart and the whole thing dissolved and I was in gigantic grief. And then in 2019, I went to all these personal development workshops, and now in 2020 I'm declared myself a global digital nomad and I'm traveling around the world and I'm starting
Yeah.
a blog and a company. And it was like, instead of feeling like, oh, I feel like shit, my world fell apart because I had a divorce, just put that in the middle of a whole set of events that were great before and after.
Right, that's such a great realization. Like you said, it instantly reframes it. Right? We remember all these other big things that were happening in our life, and that is one of the realization that comes. Like there are 4 or 5 different bucket of realizations that come from this tool, and this is one of them. Like we instantly reframe what was happening because we see the rest of our story and all the other big things that were happening around. So thank you for sharing that, Juliana. That was great. Yay. Awesome. Okay, let's move to the next section. We'll move to the upper part of the code. So basically what we are doing on for each year, corresponding to each year vertically, we will be just keep writing down what was your theme for that year. So it could be, it was your year of celebrations, or it was a year of grief, maybe it was a year of struggle or scarcity as well, maybe, right? So these square boxes that you're seeing, because your year will be about lots of things. So keep writing whatever is coming in your head, like brainstorming what did year represent for you. And once you have captured the essence of it in one sentence or one word or one phrase, capture that in a different kind of a box. So basically just keep writing what that theme was for you, brainstorm using different kind of box, and once you have something which captures the essence of it, capture it, highlight it in a different way. I hope that's clear. Feel free to unmute and ask, or write in the chat if there's any doubt. So for each year, at the moment, you're just writing down your themes for it. I'll give you some more time to keep writing that. Okay. Again, we'll come back to that in a while. And now I want you to fill the last section of that cone. Over here, you're filling out what were the choices that caused all of this big momentum in your life, all of these milestones and whatever else was happening along these arcs. What were the choices that led to it? So maybe you moved to a new city, you decided to join that particular job, decided to marry that particular person. Whatever those big choices were, which led to all of this, just keep writing those down. And again, some years will have more than one, some will have, it will vary.
Deepshika,
Yeah.
you missed the last prompt, one of them. Can you just repeat the last prompt? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. We are filling the last end of the cone, and over here we are writing down our choices. So, what were the choices which we made, which led to all of the milestone that we had in our life later? So, these are the choices like moving to a new city or marrying someone or joining a community, investing in a program, or all of those kind of big choices that led to those momentum. Is that clear now? Feel free to ping again if any more clarification is required. We write these choices at over here, right? At the bottom of the cone. On the top are the themes, and at the bottom is the choices. Cool. Going to give you more time on this one. And while you're writing those choices, most likely 4 different things might have happened. So either it led to a lot of growth. So maybe you moved to a new town and everything fell into place, or maybe you joined a new job and growth. The next 5 years or 4 years, you just experienced a lot of growth. Maybe it was difficult, maybe not, but it turned out the way you wanted it to be. So maybe that scenario played out for you with that choice. Or the other thing is maybe you felt constrained in some ways. So, for example, maybe you moved to a town, but then the social life was very constrained over there. So you experienced the scenario of constraint, maybe. Third thing is what might have happened is maybe you had an unpleasant experience, but you transformed it. So the third scenario that you may have experienced is that of transformation, which we do that often, right? Even if things weren't well, you did turn it around at one point and it still looks good. So maybe that was the scenario that played out for you. Or maybe you felt controlled or by someone. So I'll come back to these 4 scenarios again. Controlled by someone, so maybe you signed a contract and you were bound to do something, or just you felt that you lost your sense of control to somebody else. So look back at your choices again and mark those in these 4 scenarios. How does it feel like? Did that particular choice lead to a lot of growth, or when you think about it, you feel like it led to some kind of constraint in your life, or did it wasn't that great, but you did turn it around, so all is cool now. It was a transformation scenario, or maybe you feel like lost some sort of power or your sense of say in taking that choice. So I've typed it in the chat. So which out of these 4 scenarios played out? Just mark each choice accordingly. And again, at any point, if anything is not clear, feel free to just ask. Yeah, lost control. Yeah. The control scenario means that you feel that you lost your control. Could be maybe because of a contract. Maybe you moved to a country where the rules and regulations were like that, that you didn't experience your freedom the way you were supposed to. Yeah. Okay, going to give some more time on this one again. Sorry. The choices led to those things is what we are. So yeah, like when you look back, because now you're looking back at it retrospectively. When you look back at that choice, which path out of what do you think it led to? Because when we are making those choices, we don't know. There's that unknown factor over there, and then how did it play out eventually? Is what we're trying to say. That you're just labeling that, Jen. So if you have written your choice over here, just whatever your label is. So maybe you just want to add like a symbol over here to represent growth. So yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do all of this parallelly. But again, before we step over there, just want to check with everyone if there were any insights that stood out again for them, and if they want to share it. Did anything strike that was like, again, a big aha moment? Good or bad?
I can maybe share something.
Yes, that would be awesome.
For me, I saw a cycle of growth, constraints, lost control, and then transformation, and then go back to growth.
Wow.
So I saw a cycle of that.
Yeah, that is amazing. And I would invite you to further journal on that, like go deeper into that. Because for me, whatever bigger patterns I've observed, I also the macro and then the micro also I observe it in my day-to-day life, like overall, and then I feel it. So yeah, maybe it would be nice to further journal on that. But thank you so much for sharing that insight. Again, that was a good one. Thank you. Okay, so I don't see any other raise hand or anything. So okay, 5 more minutes, and you can now fill in all of it parallelly. So for each year, you're kind of filling all 3 together. You've already filled some. If you feel like there's scope for writing some more, and then keep writing those. And if you do end up writing beforehand, I mean, if you are done with writing those, then just look at the pattern. Keep looking at what else, whatever is standing out for you over there. So we are just doing the same exercise this time parallelly for each year, or just going deeper into what we already wrote. I love that, Juliana, what you have posted. Yeah. And even for me also, that is what I really love about this tool. And one of the participants pointed this out very nicely in one of the earlier workshops. She said, this is just such a gentle way to look at your past, because I keep doing that whenever I come across anything that is unintegrated. And it really resolves it in a very nice, gentle way without having to look at all the drama and things. So yeah, I'm happy that you found it useful as well. And thank you for sharing. Okay, few more seconds left. I just want to check. Anybody wants to share any insights that stood out for them? There are basically four categories that things might have happened for you. One is, like Juliana said, you remembered that there was more to the story than you were recalling. The other one is you may identify that just one area of your life is setting the tone for the other things. So maybe you just had one bad relationship and you're telling the story for rest of your relationships. But if you actually look at it, your other relationships were great. So maybe the narrative you're saying does not match with what you're living. That's another area that could happen. Third thing is you may realize within that year something else was happening. So for me, I realized I had a very challenging job, and whenever I looked at that phase, I thought, oh, that was challenging. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that job. It doesn't line up with who I am. But then I realized that job let me be in a way that my social life was amazing and lots of amazing things happened for me. So just looking at one thing, the trajectory, how it helped you with other areas of life. Okay, so these are some of the insights that you may have found. Yes, Juliana. So what I'll do is I deliberately don't want to put those buckets at the moment because I don't want to influence your mind. So whatever your insight had been, let it be that way. And I'm going to send out later the 4-5 buckets in which you could have found that. Okay. So for now, let's just go to a breakout room, and you can share your insights with your partner. I hope everybody has enough of them. Just raise your hand if you feel like there were no insights, if at all. Okay. Okay. So let's do a quick breakout room and just share with your partner what your insights were. It would be a quick breakout room. So let's talk fast and be back in a bit. So Shalini, please go ahead and set up the breakout room.
Yeah, so you will have 2 people in the breakout rooms. I think one of them will have 3, and we'll have around 3 minutes to share, right? If there's any doubt, please click on the help and we'll be there. Click on the help button. And I'm opening the breakout rooms for all of you. Deepshika, you just don't join. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so for the people who are watching this recording, the buckets that I said, there are 3-4 buckets people could find their insights in. So the first one is they may remember all the other great things that were happening in their life over these last years, not just the story they keep telling, but what else was great in their life. Number 2 is they may realize that okay, let me just come with, so for the choice for each individually, they can feel like, okay, for the choices section, they may realize that, oh, there were certain years where they made lots of big risks and choices, but then there were certain years when they actually didn't make much choices. They just went with the flow, but there weren't those big risky choices there, and that might be one of the ahas. The other aha which happened for Shalini was, I think, being aligned to that every single choice she made was so much aligned to her values, and she has stuck with that through all these years. So that was one, right? And again, coming to the upper themes part, people may realize, okay, they may realize some trend in their themes, and we'll come to the trend part in a bit. So basically what is happening over here is you are analyzing your life in 2 dimensions, basically horizontally and then vertically. So horizontally, you'll end up looking at lots of trends in your life. So you'll realize that certain areas of your life, and within those trends, which area of your life was prominent, and when that got dropped out, what was the other area? So maybe career was very prominent for a certain number of years, and then relationship took over. And whether that was preferred or not for you, that's going to be your aha. Whether you wanted it that way, and was it in alignment with that way. So different areas of life, how they trended out over the years, that's another insight. How the choices trended out, like Christian said, for him, the choices played out in all the 4 dimensions growth over a cycle. So that was an insight. The other one would be vertically looking at things and realizing what else was happening in your life around that time, and did those other things actually lead to that. So like I said earlier, like I had a job which I thought was challenging, but then I looked at other things and those were amazing. So that shifted the narrative for me completely for that particular year. Okay. So yeah, these are some of the categories in which the insights might come for everybody.
I think somebody left, if I'm not wrong, because there's only one person in room 2.
That's okay. You can move the room 2 person to some other room, maybe.
I'll do that.
Okay.
But that's already, but we already started the room, so we can't do that right now. I think somebody moved after that, after we finished.
Oh, maybe somebody dropped off. Maybe then. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we can't.
Okay. Maybe call people back from the breakout room. I think the time is up.
Yeah, they're all coming back. Yeah.
Cool.
I think it was Talia from room 2. If I'm not wrong.
Hey everyone, I hope that was awesome. Again, opening up, if anybody wants to share anything, any anecdote, anything big that stood out for them, it also helps others integrate. So yeah, that also helps. If you want to share, that would be great. Otherwise, we move to the next prompt. Yeah, hi.
I have a moment where I could unmute myself, so I think I'll take the opportunity to share.
Yeah.
I'm Chan from Trinidad and Tobago, and one of the insights I think I'm having is that my past is not, it doesn't seem as bad as I was kind of making it feel.
Yeah.
And I figure that I was taking singular moments, negative singular moments, and making it everything.
Yeah.
And the exercise in a matter of a half an hour or a little less than an hour made me realize that my past isn't as gloomy as I feel on a daily basis. So that was my biggest insight so far, which feels positive. I'm able to reframe my mind with respect to the past.
Yeah, that instant shift again, right? Yeah, and that's what, like you mentioned, that is the thing that it does. It lets you look things picture, the holistic look at our life, not just we keep analyzing one trajectory or one area of our life, and it lets us look all the other things. This is just one life, and everything else. Then looking at everything together, it all makes sense. And I think that would be the biggest takeaway from this tool, if you keep doing it on your own later also, is reaching to that point of feeling that wholeness. Like everything up till now was great, and this is what I'm taking with me now. So that sense of wholeness and everything being great is the kind of insight, hopefully, to keep reaching down as we keep deepening into our insights from this tool. Awesome. Okay, so the next prompt. Okay, so this is, we are just almost 3 prompts away. Closing it. So, and this one is the most important one. So let's bring our whole self to this one. So the prompt is, what are you taking with you in the new paradigm? So if you can just draw these kind of arrows from the old to the new, and you can draw as many arrows as you want. And on top of that, I'll give you an example soon. So on top of that, I just want you to write down every single thing you feel you're taking with you in the next 7 years, or the upcoming era that you see ahead. So the things that you're taking with you, examples of it could be wherever you were like kind of like seeking in your life, like you were just chasing something or you wanted, and then you got it, but you haven't maybe given yourself enough credit for it already, or you haven't integrated it properly. So it could be you wanted to become a certain person, and at some point you did become it, but then you still are living the old story of it. So anyway, you were seeking something and got it over the last 7 years. One of those, it could be a skill that you wanted to master, emotional mastery, a certain job or something, whatever your goal was that you wanted from a long time, and you did get it within the last 7 years. That it could be something which you have, so basically two categories: something that is that you have cultivated over the last 7 years in any area of your life, or something that is inherent to you. So maybe you have always been very compassionate and unconditional in looking at others, and you feel like, yeah, that's a great quality that is going to be to go along in the coming years, and maybe to becoming more strongly and being present more strongly as a compassionate person in the next few years. So these could be, or it could be skills that come very naturally to you, but then are kind of difficult to others. So it could be maybe writing is very easy to you, or interviewing others is very easy to you, but then maybe not so much for the rest of the world. So what is you? What are your strengths? What are the things that you have cultivated or are inherently your strengths, that you feel are going to be huge for the coming years ahead? You want to express that more strongly in the years ahead. You feel that those are your strengths, and wherever you haven't given yourself enough acknowledgement for that as well. So again, this may not have been very clear. So if not, then just feel free to think or ask. So the question remains, what are you taking with you in the next few years? What were you seeking that you have gotten? What have you cultivated over the last years? What is so inherent within you that is going to be a game changer? And you're writing those on these? Sure, Christian. Yes, you can. That would be awesome, actually. Oh, the questions. Okay, I thought you were gonna write the responses. Yeah, yes, I'll write those down. I hope that helps. Again, feel free to let me know if further clarification is required. bigger question remains. So these are basically going to look like permission slips, things that you haven't given probably enough credit to yourself for. And then the realizations that I've been living like that already for these many years. Maybe I can just give myself the permission that, yes, I've already become this, or I already have it. Okay. Cool. Anybody wants to share their insight? I definitely want to hear from at least two people on this one, because this one is the most important question of this exercise, and I'm sure you have some inputs. So please do share.
Can I share again?
Yes, please.
You might hear my 14-month-old talking in the back. She's probably trying to say hi. Right. What am I seeking that I have now? Again, some aha moments in this exercise. I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mother, homesteading, stewardship, this kind of homemaking kind of vibe. And I have to often remind myself, and this exercise is doing that despite the negativity that is COVID, I am actually living that this dream of being at home with my daughter and taking care of my household, focusing on stewardship. So that is something that I'm seeing that I have now, which I need to acknowledge and enjoy and focus on.
Right.
What have I cultivated over the last 7 to 10 years that I'm taking with me? Oh my God, growth with respect to my, what do we call that? Personality growth.
Right.
And my relationship with God, learning to pray, actually learning what prayer is. So that's what I would be trying to take in, being more calm, gentle person. Less what you call it, career oriented, and go getter, and just trying to enjoy what is and what I have at the moment.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. That clarity and that acceptance of what has already been there. Thank you so much. Awesome. Yay. Again, quickly checking if anybody wants to share, and we have just last 2 prompts left. So we'll move fast, and then we'll open up for Q&As and stuff. Awesome. Good to hear that, Lisa. Jan. Yay. Yeah. Awesome. So some of the other insights that some people said were accepting that they have been an empath, even that other people around them don't understand it. Qualities like this is what they are taking with them. So these are some other examples from the kind of insights people have around this. Okay, last 2 questions, and for that we are going to share Shalini's screen. I'm going to stop sharing. Basically, do for the last 2 questions is now we have moved to the new paradigm section of the cone, and you'll be doing most of it as a homework because it's similar, filling out this arc in terms of what are the milestones you are expecting to come forward, what are the life stages you are expecting. I'll be also sending out a PDF to you where you can see some prompt questions that will help you fill this further, and you can also write down the themes, and the themes would be maybe you want to what are the things you want to experience over these years? You don't have to match it year by year. Again, I know I'm speaking very fast, but once you start filling these, it would become very clear. It's similar to what we did here, but this time you're kind of things up. Most often, what may happen is you may not be able to fill for all 7 years, which is fine. As long as you can fill for 2 to 3 years, that's good enough, because you'll keep modifying this as you go along your journey. Okay, so now for the new paradigm, we have 2 questions for you, and that we'll share on another screen. Let me just quickly check the chat in the meantime. And awesome, so good to hear from everybody. Okay, let's have Shalini please share your screen. And so Shalini is going to share the screen, and I just want you to, if you can log into a website called menti.com from your phone or from your laptop itself, from your phone, from a different device would be nice. Just log into menti.com and enter the code that you see on your screen. And once you have done that, so and parallelly, you can start thinking, what are your words for the new paradigm? So we all know something is coming, winter is coming, whatever your, whatever your word for the coming era is. But we all are anticipating some things about the coming era. These are the words. So I want you to think of at least 3 words that characterizes that new paradigm for you, whatever is coming in the years ahead. And these are the words that you feel, not what the experts are saying in the news, not what the astrologers or spiritual coaches or any of those are saying. What do you anticipate the coming era be about? 3 characteristics for it. Awesome. People have already started filling in. So yeah, keep filling and we'll be able to see everybody's response over here. Amazing. Tuition is coming strongly. Adventure, I like that. Yeah. Ocean, I like that. This is so good to see that. Let more come, then I'll share that. It's so good to see that there is not a single negative word over there. Like everybody is anticipating amazing things, right? Because my next prompt was actually, if you have written any negative word, how could you reframe it? But there are already great, everybody's kind of writing very positive words already. So you're already in that. And that's amazing to hear. Adventure is the bigger one that's trending. And that's good to know. God-centered, I like that. Zest, I like all the amazing things. So this was nice to know. Cool. Okay. Embracing the unknown. Amazing. Transformation, womanhood, feminine. Nice. Awesome. And so next question then, Shalini. Okay, so your next question is, so on the cone, you saw the themes section. So we did themes for the past, what themes we lived out. But what are the things that you want to, there's a typo over here, so just ignore that. But what are the themes that you want to go deeper into in the years ahead? What are your words for that? And on the screen, you'll see one response, but then once you fill one response, you can keep adding as many responses as you want. So what are your themes? Basically, if I can use a spiritual word, what is the vibrational environment you want to live in over the coming years? What are you creating for others? What kind of environment are you planning to create for others? And what kind of environments you want to live in those years? So try to think of emotional words like essence word. So instead of health and family, maybe harmony and vitality would be the word, more appropriate words for that in this context. Yeah, togetherness, yes, love, living out my purpose, yeah. What else? What else do you really want to go deep into deliberately and want to experience it? Just quickly check the time. Yes, we are on track. Shalini, can you scroll down on your screen? I think. Okay.
You can actually change the settings so that it scrolls on your own. You just would have to
Oh.
reshare the screen real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, in the Menti, you just go to, I think it's like configure settings or something like that, and it'll scroll them all, and then you'll just have to reshare the
Okay.
the new
What we'll
screen.
do is, I think it also, thank you so much for that, Lisa. What I think it might be, instead of figuring that out now, what we'll do is we'll share the responses with everybody later. I think it lets you share that as well. So yeah, we'll share that in a bit after the session is over. Cool. But Shali, if you are able to figure that out, that would be awesome as well. So this is a wrap in terms of the process from my end. I'm going to close off a little bit on what are some of the next steps you could follow, but the floor is all open. If you have any questions, any insights you want to share, or anything else, or feedback or insights or questions that you want to share, we have 7 more minutes, I think, before this wraps up. So yeah, please go ahead. Yes, Sam.
Share. Yeah, I think this was a really beautiful exercise, and like you said, kind of a great way to see things holistically, all the areas of my life, and the kind of external accomplishments and challenges I had, but also really like how I felt, what was going on with me in those moments, because and also it's a kind of more feminine way to look at things. In the past, I hold myself like I make goals with that are very measurable and numbered, and I get frustrated if I'm not meeting those goals. And this is kind of a more gentle and way to say, who do I want to be, versus these external goals. It's really a really nice exercise. Thank you. I think this would be a great thing to do, at the very end of the year or beginning of the year. Kind of complete how your year has been and then start creating your new future.
Exactly. Thank you so much for sharing that. And yes, this is a document when you make it, it's for the long term. You can keep referring to it throughout the year, keep changing it around a little bit whenever you feel like it. So after this exercise also, I encourage you to just do it one more time. Go deeper this time, go at your own pace and see what else comes up. And I'm so glad that you mentioned the feminine way of going about it, because when I doing it, so there was a point I was feeling too much in my head, like living too much in my head. And when I use this tool, I can feel that the energy is coming more from my heart. I can feel that activated. So yeah, so it's a bit creative and almost like a game way of going about it. And that's also one of the other things I'll encourage you to do. So, maybe make your family members do it. That would be amazing too. It also starts a very good conversation. A friend of mine made her mom do it, and the past part was obvious, like it was influenced by her daughter's milestones. But then the future conversation was where it took off because of that exercise. It led to that, and then also. Like maybe use it as a vision board kind of a thing. Paste it and keep referring to it when you are in the new paradigm, old paradigm, when you are bridging the gap and things like that. So yeah, awesome. Anybody else? Do share it, because or if you have a feedback or question, then yes, for that also.
I'll share something.
Yes, Kristen.
I feel like I've spent a lot of time thinking about where I am or what I'm doing. Like, what's my job or where am I living? Or these are the, the themes that have come up in the past. But putting it into these terms of like what you want to take with you and making it more emotional and about like traits like curiosity and, strength and easygoing atmosphere and all of these things, it takes it out of a tie to a place, and it's like making me see how I can bring these things from the past, what I liked about them and what they like meant to me, and how I can bring them into the future, no matter where I am or what I'm doing. And like, it's like releasing kind of, it's like, oh, I don't have to worry about where I'm currently stuck, because I can have all of these things that I really enjoyed and bring them with me wherever I am in the future. And I feel like that's been really great to realize. So
yeah, and thank you for sharing that again. Thanks a lot. And so basically that's the intent of the tool. Does it make you feel ready for what's coming in the future or not? So integrating all of the past to see how's the future going to look like. Yeah, amazing. Okay. Anyone who wants to share? Otherwise, we move to the last 3 minutes. Awesome, Juliana. I'll read that out as well soon.
I have one thought more than which you can either take with you or not. Like pandemic in itself has been showing us that planning ahead is something that's should be taken in consideration, I guess. So planning forward, set expectations that are viable for example, a new pandemic or even worse things that happen.
Right.
So I enjoyed going backwards more than going forward. So I have a good foundation in the back and I can go forward regardless of plan or not. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, and that makes me say this thing. So this session that we attended today, that is part of a 10 session series that I'm doing. So in other sessions, there will be other things like the next section that I'm doing, and you can, I'll share my details where you can follow that, is we are planning out 2021 and use another very interesting visual tool to plan out 2021 year ahead in a very new and interesting way. So I'm sure you're going to like that. And then that particular session does include if some external thing happens, then how will you react? And so the rest of the series is about all of those things that Krishna, you mentioned. Again, it would be, some of it would be about past, some of it about future. So do look out for that, and I'll be it would be awesome if I see you in those sessions. Awesome. I'm going to read out these chats real quick, and I'm going to just end this session with a quote. Just give me a second. We have 1 minute to go. Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm going to share a PDF which lets you further integrate that. So all the insights you had, just put it in a format of what, so what, and now what. So you got this insight. So what does it mean? Go have a deeper journaling about it. And then what does it mean for your future self? And how does your future self talk about it? And I'm going to share a PDF also, which has some questions. And this is my quote for you. And it's a wrap from my end. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. I'm going to hang out for 3-4 more minutes, but it's a wrap. You can feel free to drop off. Thank you. Thank you for your presence. Just reading out the chats, but yeah. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you for being here, and keep doing this session. Thank you, Olga. Oh, and I would like to thank Unsettled for this opportunity and for creating this space. Oh yeah, how can we stay in touch? I didn't share that. So those who are still here, these are my contact infos. worldwedesire.com is the website where you can find all my social media channels. Otherwise, these are the other details. So yeah. All right, everyone, have a good rest of your day. And so nice meeting you all. Bye-bye. Take care.